Hey, good afternoon. It's Memorial Day, actually, 2021, May 31st, and I'm sitting out here in the backyard enjoying a New World cigar in Robusto, which is one of my favorites, if not the favorite. But the real reason why I am making this video is for those of you who happen to own an Intex Purespa, and you get the error code on your pump E90. E90 means there's insufficient flow of water going through. Now, I have looked up pretty much everything up until recently where I found something that helped me solve my problem. I initially did change the impeller blade because they said that was the first one. Try that first. It's the easiest one to do, the least expensive. So I did that. I put a new impeller blade in and hooked it up, and I still got the E90 code. Well, I figured, okay, that doesn't work, so I did more research, and everything I looked into said if that doesn't work, then you have to change the motor. So I ordered a new motor, and I did that. I changed the motor. Well, after I changed the motor and the impeller blade, of course, I still got the E90 error code, insufficient flow of water. So I kept on doing some research and reading, and finally I did come up, I Googled it, and it gave me an answer. It said if you still have insufficient flow after a period of time after you've changed the motor and the impeller blade, what you have to do is clean out the input and output grids. Now, I tried to Google where they're located or what they are, and I couldn't find it. So I figured what I would do is I disconnected the whole pump from the spa, moved it back a little bit, and I took a hose, and I ran the hose forcefully through the intake side to see if it would come through on the other. It did not. Initially, I got a lot of resistance with a lot of spray coming off. So I figured, all right, let me try it again. I put it up against it and used the more pressure to get that flow going in. And what I found was, after a couple of seconds, that the flow started coming out the outtake side with a lot of black gunk with it, particles. And I let that run for maybe 20 or 30 seconds until it was clear. Then I took the hose and I put it in the outtake side and ran it backwards, and again found some black particles coming out that possibly were blocking the flow of water. Well, after I cleaned out both sides, did that a couple of times until the water was flowing freely, I then hooked up the whole pump again to the hot tub, turned it on, voila, no error code. And it's running. It's been 2 days now. It's been running perfectly. I've got the heater on. I got the water back up. This was something that I have not read anywhere, including on Intex. I just happened to Google it. I Googled that, still getting an E90 error code on my Purespa Intex hot tub, even after changing the pump and the impeller blade. And I raised one article that said if this happens, you need to clean out your intake and outflow or outtake valves. So I did that, and it worked. So for all of those who are having trouble and who are still getting an E90 code, don't throw your unit out and figure I'll buy a new one. Just try this. In fact, I would recommend in the future, if it happens to me, the very first thing I'm going to do is disconnect the 3 tubes attached to the Intex spa and run a hose through it until it flows freely and clean without any debris, without any, well, mine was black debris that I got once I put it on the intake side. The outtake had black stuff coming out, and I reversed it, put it in the outflow, and out the intake side came more black stuff, and then it worked perfectly after that. So good luck. I recommend you do this first before you spend the time and money on an impeller blade and on a motor. Thank you. Hope you enjoy it, and if you did enjoy it, subscribe and click down below.